Welcome and thank you, Greg, for having me.
Delighted you could join us. So I'm interested, just as a first question, how do you think about Sorare? Are you a blockchain company, a crypto company, a sports gaming company? It's a really interesting coming together of various technologies and ideas.
I believe we are a gaming company first, and we are building a global fantasy game that leverage NFT collectibles. So that's true that we do intersect with blockchain technology, but at the core, we are here to provide fun to fans.
And I'd love to know I grew up collecting Panini stickers, as I'm sure many of our viewers did. What the origin story is, where did the idea come from, and how have you begun to convince, elite football teams to participate?
Yeah, so that comes with so first we saw technology, so we saw NFT collectibles, and we were like, okay, like NFT are gonna change the way we own stuff online. And one cool thing about NFTs is the fact that you have digital scarcity, and as human beings, we have been collecting for like centuries, and so we're like, okay, now we can do it on the web. We are two massive football fans with my co-founder, so we're like, let's bring the image of football players on top. So you have this emotional connection with the NFT, and then we're like, we can do more if we bring usage value. If you can do something with your NFT, not only buy, sell, collect, but do something. Like, because you own the NFT, you can play the fantasy game, you can meet with a player in the real world, and so with these three pillars, the NFT, collectibles, the partnership with the clubs and the leagues, and the usage value, we started building the company. And so, to your point about why the clubs are partnering with us, I think so. First, obviously, it's a new revenue stream. So we are bringing, we are building a new market, we are building a new category. So it's not competing with the existing partners who are bringing new money. We are exposing their brands to new geographies as well, which is of interest for them, the US, Asia, and so on. And we are building something cool for their fans. So I guess these are the three big reasons why they partner with us.
And I'm interested in you giving us a sense on how your users are using the platform. Are they mainly collecting? Is there a lot of trading going on, or are you seeing lots of different types of behavior?
Yeah, so you can think about the platform as a fantasy game with an open market where you can buy and sell your game items. And so you bring power back to the gamers because they can truly do whatever they want with the game items. So what's interesting is that 90% of the users that own at least 5 cards, you need 5 cards to play, they end up playing the game on a regular basis. So even the people that come, with a collective angle, like they end up playing the game. But yes, you have these two big user persona, the collector and the fantasy player, but the big majority are also playing the game.
And are your users mainly in Europe? Are they global? Are they mainly located in France? I'd love to get a sense of who's playing, because obviously, this is the world's game we're talking about.
Yeah, no. So it's a global game, and what is cool is our first market is the US with more than 20% of both the revenue and the user base. Of course, soccer is not the biggest sport there, but trading cards are big. Fantasy culture is big, so these are our two pillars. And soccer is growing fast. So yes, the US is first, and then you have France with 20% as well, and then you have like Germany, Italy, Spain around 10%. The UK as well is around 10%, and then you have like another block in Asia which is almost 20%. So that's that's the spread around the world.
And are there any kind of particular teams that are more valuable than others, more national sides that are more valuable than others? Like, what does the market look like, as it were?
Yeah. So I think that one of the cool things is that when you play video games like football video games, you tend to play with the top players like the Mbappe, the Messi, the Ronaldo. Fantasy is different in the way that in a particular game, even a player that is less known can do well. And so we are doing well with some even like tier 2 or tier 3 leagues or clubs, because even in the smaller clubs, you have interesting players and you have this scouting element where you want to discover the next, star and so on. Right. So we have a very nice spread across the leagues and the clubs actually in terms of how the business is going.
That's interesting. And are you able to reveal like the value of the card that's been traded for the largest amount of money? Is that something that you're able to sort of talk about?
Yeah. So of course, like it's always like what attracts a lot of attention is big sales. So the biggest one for us was Cristiano Ronaldo. So the unique version, like the 101 for a specific season, was 250,000. So that's big. That's not as big as the physical counterparts yet, but hopefully at some point it will be. But of course, like the vast majority of the sales happen like for a couple of pounds
Right.
or like dozens of pounds. So, but like the scans of the top players go for a lot. Yeah.
And what do you know about your users, the people who are using the platform? Are they thinking about this as an investment in terms of like Sorare's a new asset class effectively, or are they thinking about it more in terms of like they're playing the game? This is something that they're kind of passionate about and they want to feel involved.
Yeah. So again, it's always hard to separate like the NFT game item that you can trade and the game. So at first it's a game and people are playing the game and
Yeah.
engaging and having fun with it and bringing their friends. Like we haven't did any paid marketing. It's people bringing their friends. So it's a game first with an open market. You can sell, but the motivation is first I want to play the game, but I also want to collect. So it's really like half and half, I would say.
Yeah.
And there's a strong collectible element, and so it's a mix of both, I would say.
Yeah. And in terms of the liquidity in the market, like are you seeing sort of like that there's a lot of liquidity there, or people tending to hold on to their assets?
Yeah, so you have like you have a part of the user base that is collecting and growing their collection and playing with it in the game. So then they are not looking to trade at all, probably close to 50% of them, and others that are trying to improve their collection by buying and selling and buying better cards. Then so scouting basically, and the liquidity is growing now. It's like really, if you sell like close to market price, you would sell like in the hour, and so like and it's cool to see that the volume in the secondary market is becoming bigger than the primary market volume, and growing even faster than it. So no, yeah, it's growing very nicely. Yeah.
And in terms of like the opportunity around the community, presumably you're thinking about, you've got a lot of passionate users, you've got a growing user base. How are you thinking about how you can offer them new kinds of products, new kinds of services?
Yeah. So I think that first of all, you have this collecting aspect. So you collect a new kind of collectible, like NFT collectibles. You can play with them. That's the second pillar. You can enter cool games where you play against your friends and so on. And I think a third pillar that is very important for us is because you own the NFT, you can access physical experiences too. So because I own this Mo Salah NFT, I can access to the training ground. I can have a discount to go to Anfield. I can do stuff in the physical world. So I do see the NFTs, of course, as a new type of collectible, but also as a way to unlock cool experiences on the web and on the physical world.
Yeah, and it does seem to, we were talking earlier on to Yannick Malling from public.com, and it's interesting to see all these new asset classes being created. And I guess, do you think of yourself in that way?
So I guess that if you manage to build a cult brand that we are trying to build around this new type of NFT collectibles, at some point down the line, yes, probably the same way in the physical world, you have kind of asset class around art, around I don't know, like cars or whatever. Like we will have. Probably it's premature to say that, but definitely we want to build something, yeah, cult brand around as collectibles with this usage value that is new. Like if you
Yeah.
compare to the physical counterpart where yes, you collect, but basically that's the only thing you do. You can do so much more on the web, and with NFT collectibles in general. So that's the cool part.
Very cool. So obviously, congratulations on the fundraise, 680 million from the Vision Fund. Tell us, how are you going to use that money? What are you going to be looking to do in order to grow the business?
Yeah, so I think first of all, we're gonna keep on striking deals with the top leagues in the world. We are going strongly after football, of course, but we are expanding toward the sports. So the US leagues came to us to develop, like the same concept there. We are opening an office in the US. So that's the first part. I guess the second part is hiring top talents around the world. So we are bringing in Europe, like top Silicon Valley talent, and we're gonna hire in the US too. So like team building is going to be important. And I guess the third part is we're gonna start next year to do some paid marketing to get to bring some awareness around the products. That's going to be a fun part.
And what's the ambition if you look forward in 5 years? What would you like Sorare to be?
Um, like our ambition is to build the biggest entertainment brand in the world of sports, and so we are starting with football, which is the global game and the biggest one, and we're going to go after all the sports and building at this intersection of collectibles and gaming in general. So that's the goal.
And do you think you could expand beyond sports? Or there are other areas that you're looking towards? That's an audience question, by the way. That's just coming from someone.
No, that's yeah. So first of all, just in the world of sports, so we'll also go down the kind of media road where we're going to bring more and more content within the product. So this is something you could expect, maybe not for next year, but in the near term, in the medium term. And yes, we will probably explore other verticals at some point and other brands. Yeah.
Well, Nicolas, it's been great having you. Thank you so much for joining us and explaining a little bit more about Sorare. And it's just another great story coming out of Paris and France at the moment in terms of the startup scene. And so we're watching very closely and really admiring what's going on over the channel.
Thank you, Greg. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for joining us. Take care.